Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 12th, the 12th of October, 2023. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's, Thursday. Today's Thursday. Yeah, well, Thursday's morning session where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear here for a little bit and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, the usual, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. So guys, let's jump into the charts. Today we have an interesting day. Look, okay, first of all, let me just start off with Nikkei 225, which is pumping higher, and yes, in a way I would say mission accomplished on this one, because what I talked about before was that if we do break this downside line, then yes, my next targets are around this area in between the 32,435 and the 563 levels. Well, both of them got reached, so fantastic, mission accomplished. In a way, we can now examine something else. Now, look, the fact that we are pushing further north, of course, this indicates that it seems like we are willing to go, more to the upside. And to be honest, I think that there is a good chance for doing that. Look, we do have some of the barriers here, so let me just put them on the chart. So for example, this one, the 33,485, that's going to be our next target. Of course, before that, we will end up testing that 33,000 mark itself, but again, let's not rush into things. For now, just let's see if we are not going to get any of the corrections back down. But at this point, I think that Nikkei is just following what's happening in the US and then Europe. So, because we, excuse me, we don't have much data. So that, at the moment, this is kind of the game plan here. Yes, we are just following the EU and US indices. For now, yes, as long as we remain above this territory right here, my target, my previous target, then yes, as long as we remain above the zone, I will stay positive and aim higher. China 50 index did have an attempt. Okay, so that's good. Tried to overcome the downside line, and it did so initially. And then kind of, gave up. I think the bulls, gave up and pushed the index back down. Now, look, don't get me wrong. These are the futures, and maybe nothing is kind of nothing is gone for the bulls yet here. So maybe they can still jump in, because they had already an attempt to break this. They did break it, but they're currently failing to keep the index above it. So let's wait and see. We're not really far from this downside line, and if the indices in the EU indices, EU US indices continue to rally, then yes, certainly there is a chance for this one to push further north. Because at the moment, in terms of Chinese data, we don't have much today. We're still going to get the outstanding, the new loans number and the outstanding loan growth. So yes, and these figures are going to be interesting to see how the Chinese economy is doing. Or should I say how the banking system is doing it. Because, for example, if the new loans are declining, then maybe it means that the consumer spending is dropping, and that might lead to further problems. ASX 200. So we're seeing a bit of a retracement, which is fine, or I should say, finally, we did get a test of my territory, the 7,150 territory. So that's great, good result here. To be honest, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. Quite healthy even. So if we do drop Fibonacci, let's say from this little high to this one, let me just extend it to the right, then you'll see that we already did the 23.6, but if we draw it this way, then well, the 23.6 is still somewhere around here, by the way, near the close and the open of these two candles. So yeah, good potential target here. So in a way, we could draw something like this. Now, in terms of the downside, I would say a drop below the 23.6 could do the trick for a few more sellers here, and potentially this could open the door to its lower levels, and also at the same time we could break this upside line potentially, and if that happens, then yes, more sellers could join in. But at the moment, I think that we are examining the upside scenario, so any kind of throwback could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. Dow Jones Industrial Average. This one is finding strong resistance for now, but look, today we have a special day, as you know, if you're monitoring the economic calendar. So yes, we got we're getting the long-awaited CPIs, the inflation numbers from the U.S., the core, the headline, both month-on-month and year-on-year figures. That's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen there, because at the moment, for example, the year-on-year number is the headline year-on-year number is expected to come out a little bit lower. If that's the case, if it comes out lower, then we might see actually the stock market kind of pushing further north, and yeah, that would be very, very interesting just to watch and see. So look, don't get me wrong, yesterday, for example, if you remember, I was talking about this idea, this scenario, which I was hoping kind of is going to work out, but hey, it didn't work out, so that's fine, because I'm not really disappointed, because look, I said to you that don't really trust that. Okay, guys, I mean, I can see that there's a problem with the noise here, so okay, so the noise interference due to the phone signal, how I can hear you. Can you hear me now, okay, or no? Like, is there, guys, apologies for that, of course. Look, I think, look, my phones are away. Everything's really away from the microphone. Can you hear me now okay, or is it still a problem? Because I think I know what the problem could be here. I have a noisy lamp actually as well. So, okay. Now it's better, right? Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So apologies for that, guys. Look, I hope you can hear me okay now. Honestly, so yes. I think it's hopefully it's gonna be better. Oh well. Oh well, you live and learn. You live and learn. Okay, guys. So coming back to Nasdaq, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Look, no more noise now. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, look. Coming back to the Dow. We are, like I said, we're getting a hold of with this idea that I talked about yesterday, where I said that whenever we have like a big candle like that, and then the second candle is something like this, where the body of the daily candle is almost like the same with the same tail, then we kind of tend to get like a decline here. But again, that was just my own personal observation, guys. I mean, like I said, don't kind of really, don't really like focus on that too much. It's something just to keep in mind. I'm trying to find some sort of logic in markets, and at the moment, but it's sometimes difficult to find that. But okay, looking from the technical perspective, and not the even fundamental side, because like I said, today we have inflation numbers from the US coming out together with the initial and continuous jobless claims, so it could be a bit of a volatile moment. But at this moment, looking at the technicals, you can see that yes, the 200-day EMA is providing good resistance. So if we somehow continue to trade below it, then yes, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. We could see maybe something like this, like a correction back down. It would be nice, don't get me wrong, it would be quite interesting to see a correction back down. But okay, let's not rush into things. If we do pop above this barrier, above this 200-day EMA, and above that 34,128 territory marked by the high of the 29th of September, then yes, potentially more buyers could join in, and we could aim for that 50-day EMA together with the 100-day EMA. For the downside, well, this is the tricky bit with the downside. Look, if you're looking for something from where to consider the larger correction to the downside, then maybe, just maybe, a drop below the 33,936 territory here would be ideal. And if we do get something like that, then yes, potentially more sellers here could join in and potentially drag this one towards the this upside support line drawn from the low of the 4th of October. And don't get me wrong, this upside support line is a little bit on the tentative side, so maybe it might not really carry much significance at some point, but look, at least it's something to kind of keep an eye on. In terms of levels, I think that maybe actually this should be better. This 33,757. I talked about this level somewhere. Yeah, something rings a bell like that. But yeah, this is what we could target. But at this point, to be honest, I think I'm just gonna sit this one out and wait until I get some sort of data from the US, and in order to kind of do something about this, because at this point it's way too tricky, and it still could pop higher and towards these levels that I just mentioned, but I think that at this point let's just sit this one out. S&P, similar story, fantastic rally. I mean, look, I talked about this. I said to you that if we do pop and stay above the 4,372 territory, my next target is are the EMAs here, the 100 and the 50, and then the 4,434, which it seems like we are going towards too. So could be a nice good target. Let's wait and see, guys. Let's not rush into things. Nasdaq 100, also similar story. Look, so far so good. I said to you before that my next target is this downside line, and it seems like we are on the right track of trying to kind of reach that one. Well, I mean, talk about a recovery on this one. I mean, look at this. Last week we saw some negativity. I think we already almost recovered the whole month here, and just I wanted to check something very quickly here. Okay, it seems like there is a possibility for an engulfing pattern here. I mean, this candle here, but it's a little bit the opposite way, I would say. So it's kind of yeah, so right, okay. I'm just trying to double check myself here with something. It's kind of an engulfing pattern, but it's not really the one that, let's say, the textbook scenario one, but maybe Yeah, it's the opposite way here. Okay, that's interesting to see. So, uh-huh, uh-huh. But okay, let's not focus on that for now too much. Let's focus on something else here. Let's focus on this downside line for now in the short run, and then we'll go from there. In terms of the downside, if you're looking for some lower levels, I think in the near term, I think that a drop below the 50-day EMA here would be nice. The German index, DAX. The German index is, yes, so I mean, pushing above this highlighted zone of mine, this 15,600 zone. So we're still trading above it. And to be honest, it seems like we are on the way to test the 50 and maybe even the 100-day EMAs. So a strong recovery here is seen. And then, to be honest, it smells like we could end up going all the way towards this downside resistance line drawn from the high of the 31st of July of this year. So yeah, as long as we remain above this 15,600 zone, that's what I'm going to stick to. I'm going to continue targeting the upside in order to consider the downside level. I think that for me, I would initially start looking at the drop below this 200 day EMA, and then yes, we could consider maybe something like this, like a little corrective move lower towards this upside line. But again, let's not rush into things. Again, today, keep your eyes on these US CPI numbers, so we might get some nice action in there. The FTSE 100. So let me just quickly check what happened with the British GBP figures. Ooh, right. Okay. So the ooh moment is probably not for the GDP figures, because those came out as expected, as forecasted. Yes, the month-on-month 0.2, the year-on-year plus 0.5. Okay, as expected. But the industrial production, ooh, that's interesting. The industrial production, manufacturing production, those did not show good results. So the month-on-month industrial production dropped to minus 0.7. Okay, look, the adjusted one was at minus 1.1. The forecast was way too optimistic, and I think that, yeah, this is where it kind of it screwed up, and there we go. We saw a big decline. The same story with the manufacturing production. So, look, at the moment, I mean, I want to see what's happening with the GBP figure. I mean, with the GBP currency. But yeah, for now, like what we're seeing here is a good result in general from the technical perspective. I said to you this, that if we do break this downside line, my next target is the 7,700 zone. Tick, tick. I mean, maybe not exactly the level, but very, very close. And shy by one tick actually, so it's fine. So that I'll take that as a success, good result. Now I'm just chilling and I'm waiting for the CPIs to come out. US dollar, something also that I'm going to be watching very carefully today. So we're on the right track to test the 23.6. Okay, that's fine. My question now is, can we see a further decline here? Well, to be honest, in a way, I would say almost mission accomplished on this one, because I talked about this and I said to you in the beginning of this week, last week as well, if we do break this upside line, my next target is around here somewhere, this 105.44 tick, and then I have drawn this Fibonacci where I said that the 23.6 is going to be my next target after that, and it seems like we are on the right track there. So yeah, for now, just a sec, something is wrong here. Okay. Now, look, for now, I would say this way, that if we do clear the 23.6, well, guess what? My next target is the 50-day EMA right here. And then we'll take it from there. In order to consider the upside on US dollar, I think that we can reuse this upside line and draw it as a downside one. And yes, use it this way. So if we do clear the downside line, this one right there, then yes, more buyers could join in, and we could see like a push somewhere above this downside line, and then the next target would be somewhere around this 107 zone, and then we'll just take it from there. So in a way, that's the kind of the game plan for this US dollar. At the moment, it's where I'm leaning towards the downside a little bit more. So let's see how this is going to play out. Daredevil Dave, good morning. Good morning to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful start of Thursday. I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Thursday, guys. Whoever's tuning in right now into the live session and who's going to be watching this as a recorded session as well. So yeah, hope you're all going to enjoy Thursday. Gold, let's quickly jump into that one. And to be honest, I mean, this has managed to reach my 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, so that's great. So yeah, now I think we need to just relax a little bit, well, I will continue monitoring the upside, but you know what? I have this level right here, this 1884-85 zone. Look, in general, I do like my 61.8% retracement on the Fibonacci, but before that, I think that given that we had quite a decent up move already, look, a bit of a retracement would be nice. I'm not saying anything because this is quite a steep, up move here, but okay, look, not everything is happening all the time the way I want it to be, but just have to kind of roll with it. So long story short, for now, my next target is this 1885 zone. I want to see if we can reach that one. If we can, okay, then if we clear it, then I'll go higher towards the 50-day EMA, and then so on and so on. But for now, what I would like to see here is, yes, I would like to see maybe a bit of a retracement, actually. But for that, I need to see the price staying below this 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, which is roughly around that 1879 zone. Silver. Mission accomplished on this one again. Great, wonderful, good result. I talked about this one, and there we go. We've targeted, my target. We aimed for my target here, and we reached it. So yes, now I will relax, to be honest, and I will say, look, if you want to go higher on this one, then obviously a push back above this upside line would be needed. But again, given that we had a good move to the upside, I don't know exactly where it could get a hold up here, or will it get a hold up. But if it does, then I will just keep an eye on it, because if it then corrects back down, then yes, I will consider a move lower here. So yes, at this point, I would say I'm watching this territory right here. If it holds, another decline here could be possible. Oil. So beautiful slide. There we go. We fell below this 84.90 territory. I spoke about this level yesterday. I said too that if we do fall below it, my next target is the 100-day EMA tick, which we reached. And then if that gets cleared, 81.74 zone is the next one to watch. So at this point, yes, long story short, if you're looking for some lower levels, there is still a chance of getting in there. And if we do fall below the 100-day EMA, then yes, the next target is the 81.74, and then maybe the 200-day EMA. For the upside, I need to see a push back above and I don't have a specific level here. I mean, I would like to see a push back above the 50-day EMA, and then we'll just take it from there. Wheat. So there we go. We drifted lower, and look at how well this level is playing out. So I talked about this territory. I said to you that, look, guys, in order for me to go lower, I need to see a drop below, not somewhere below here or here, no, below this 552 territory, and there we go. It's providing fantastic support. If we do clear it, then yes, I'll get more comfortable with the downside. But if we don't, if we rebound and push back above this downside, or not back above, but just push above that downside line, then yes, I will start shifting my attention to some higher levels. Bitcoin Cash. So we fell and we stayed below this upside line. So that's great. That's wonderful. What can I say here? That everything seems to be working out nicely so far, because look, I said to you that if we do drop and stay below that 27,000 mark, yes, I will go lower, and I'll aim for that 25,000, or just say actually 26,000 mark, and then we'll just take it from there. That's my simplistic approach on Bitcoin. As long as we remain below that 27,000 mark, I'm going to go lower. In order to consider the upside, now not everything is straightforward here for me. For the upside, I would like to see a push maybe above all of the EMAs first, and then I will consider a move higher, but only up until here somewhere this 28,156 or even a little bit higher. Ripple, also quite nice here. So yeah, so far so good, drifting nicely to the downside. And yes, I have nothing else to add here, but just it's working like a charm. In order to go higher again, a break of this highlighted zone for me is required, which is around that 0.55 territory. And yes, then yeah, I'll consider it move higher. All this zone here would be something of a neutral one for me. But if you're in terms of my targets on the downside, the 0.46, 45 areas, that's what I'm going to be aiming for. Let's jump into a few pairs, guys, very quickly. AUDJPY, just something that I've kind of mentioned to you a while ago. I said to you, and last week I mentioned this, I said that if we do climb back above the subside line, then yes, I will consider a move higher, initially towards this 95.86, which we've, to be honest, managed to almost reach, and that I'll take that as a good result. But now my question is, can we break this and can we push a little bit higher? Previously I had my target around here, this 96.83, but I think I have to relook at this and draw something else. Now I'm gonna reuse this upside line because I think that it did its job. It's now like, you know, let's just kind of focus on something else, and this is what I'm gonna be focusing on. So look, we do have this this downside line drawn from the high of the what is it, 18th of June. So in order for me to go higher, yes, I'm still leaning towards that upside, but I would like to see a pop above this 95.86 zone, and then we will go for this downside line. Now, in terms of the downside, to be honest, I will take a very simplistic approach, and I'll wait for a drop below the 50-day EMA in order to consider some moves lower. So that's going to be my game plan for the downside. So in a way, this whole territory right here would be something of a neutral one for me. AUDNZD, there we go. We're flirting with this downside line finally. And the question is, can we get that breakout? Well, the moment I am just going to stick to that. If we do get that breakout, okay, great. Potentially more buyers could join in. And then I will target this level right here. Let me just grab, oh, not this one, nope, this one right there. So let me just grab this highlighted zone and draw it this way right here. So this is something that I will be targeting, and this is something that I will be looking at. So long story short, for now, if we do break this downside line, then yes, I will get more excited with the upside, and I'll target that 1.0707 territory first, and then the 1.0729 area, and then we'll just take it from there. For the downside, I need to see a drop below this territory, the 1.0644, and then I'll aim lower. AUDCAD, there we go, beautiful moves here. AUDCAD, so we have a nice triangle. Look, I'm still watching this one. I've mentioned this before to you guys, and I said to you that, look, I'm leaning towards the upside a little bit just because it's a possible ascending triangle pattern. And if we do get that clearance of the 0.8745 territory right here, then yes, I'll aim for this downside line drawn from the high of the 26th of January of this year. So this is my target. It's also near the 100-day EMA, so good potential area here. So let's wait and see how this is going to play out. In terms of the downside, a break of this upside line would be required. And if we get that break here, then yes, more sellers could join in. CHFJPY, in order to go to the upside, I mean, it's already going to the upside. Where's a big bull? Thank you very much for the kind words. Really appreciate that. I hope you liked it. I hope you found something useful here. I'm trying to keep it calm and just kind of these are my thoughts, my ideas. I don't know. Maybe you don't agree with them. Maybe you agree. I don't know. So look, we're all, nobody has a holy grail, right? I mean, and nothing is always for sure. So we need to kind of just try to find some sort of logic in everything, as I say. But look, for now, the CHFJPY is working out nicely, because I said too that if we do break this downside line and then we pop up with the 164.29 zone, then yes, more buyers could join in. And there we go. We're on the right track of aiming for that 166.60 territory. Let's see if we can reach that. At the moment, I'm targeting exactly this. Now, previously I talked about this 100-day EMA as my downside scenario, but I think it's time to lift the arrow a little bit, and I think it's better now to keep an eye on the 50-day EMA together with this upside, newly drawn upside line. Now, it's a little bit on the tentative side, don't get me wrong, but still, but we can keep an eye on this this 164.29 zone as well, and the 50-day EMA. USDJPY, we are breaking this downside line, and we broke it already. So, and we're staying above that as well. That's very important. So the question now for me is, can we go further north? Well, to be honest, I'm kind of going to be leaning towards that, as long as we remain above this downside line. If we do drop back below the downside line and fall below the 148.26, yep, that's from where I'm going to look at some lower levels. USDCAD, very quickly, still watching the same analysis. I'm still kind of considering this move to the downside if we do fall below the 1.3575 territory. But again, let's not rush into things. If we do clear this territory, then yeah, my next target is the 50 and the 100-day EMAs. In terms of the upside, well, I would rather wait until we push back above this downside line drawn from the high of the 13th of October, and we do push above the 1.3695 territory right here, just for that extra confirmation. USDCHF, there we go, mission accomplished. We reached my target. This upside line together with the 50-day EMA together with the 0.8998, or in general the 90 level, the psychological 90 level. So yes, fantastic, good result here. Like I said, mission accomplished. I said to you that if we do fall and stay below this highlighted zone right here, then yes, that's what I'm going to be aiming. So now my question is, will this happen? Will this be the case? Will this be, something that will, be seen, or actually will we break the upside line? Well, at this point, I would say, given that we have the CPIs coming out, the US CPIs, so I'd rather wait this one out, just keep an eye on it, and just kind of play it from there. I'll let it settle, I'll let it walk a little bit, and then yes, I'll take it, as I said, take it from there. If we do clear this upside line, my next target is the 100-day EMA, and if that gets cleared, and then it's this target right there, or near the 0.89 zone. US dollar against the Mexican peso. So far so good. I can't really say much here because I talked about this one yesterday and Monday as well, on Tuesday as well. If we do drop below the 18 level, my next target is this 1771 together with the 200-day EMA. We are on the right track. It seems like we are getting there. So far so good. I'm going to aim for that one. If that gets cleared, that's fine. I will, I'll target this upside line after that. For the upside, well, yeah, I'm going to probably stick about to this 1840 zone for now. Maybe, like I said, depending on how this price action is going to go, maybe I'll look at something else. But let's, for now, the upside scenario for me is only from around here. GBPUSD, so far so good. We're on the right track of testing this downside line. Okay, good. I can't remember who was it. Was it you, Daredevil Dave? Are you long, or somebody else was long GBPUSD? I don't know. Like, I mean, I hope you're at least. I hope you're at least managed to average out, on this one. But because look, we are approaching a key resistance barrier, so let's keep an eye on it. And another thing is to kind of mention is that we might not even test this downside line. We might just kind of end up very close to it and just fail to test it and then reverse back down. So yeah, at the moment, I think that that's the best scenario here. That's the best way to look at it. So let's not rush into things. If you manage to capture this move, which I've mentioned before, I said to you that if we do pop and stay above the 1.22 territory, I'll go higher towards that 1.23 or even above that towards this downside line. Well, I can already say that in a way mission accomplished. If you're looking for some lower levels, well, at the moment it's from here for me. But maybe I'll readjust everything. But at the moment, I'm seeing just one-way traffic to the upside, so I don't want to stand in front of that traffic. So I just want to keep an eye on it and just go from there. GBPJPY, there we go. We popped, and there we go. My scenario is working out. So at the moment, I'm gonna continue targeting the upside. Now, look, I'm gonna draw my arrow till here somewhere for now because I don't want to rush into things and just kind of I don't want to, make a fool out of myself. So let's me first. It's very difficult to find a good level here at the moment. I think that maybe something around here could be nice. It's 184.30 zone, something like that, or maybe this 184.40, good potential target. Look, let's aim for that one first, and then we'll go from there. In terms of the downside, now we can redraw this downside line and push and make it as an upside one. So, in a way, if you're looking for some lower levels, a drop below that 50-day EMA could also signal going also, like I said, yeah, below this upside line as well. So yeah, potentially more sellers could join in. So yes, at this point, the downside scenario is slightly off the table. I'm leaning more towards the upside. So yes, like I said, my next target is that 184.40 territory, and then we'll take it from there. Daredevil Dave, yeah, okay, so if you're okay now, so yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine. So I hope you came out, even if you took a little loss, that's absolutely fine. So now then, EURJPY, there we go. We are near my barrier. This for the upside, if we clear that one, great. More buyers could join in, and we could, see a move towards that 159.77 territory right here, which I still have a target of. That's the highest point of August, and in general the current highest point of this year. Maybe we'll be able to clear it and create a new high. So yeah, for now, long story short, I'm keeping a very close eye to this upper side of this range here near the 158.52. If that gets cleared, then we stay above it, then yes, I will go a little bit higher. And finally, EURUSD, guys. So yes, we are clearing this downside line, and yes, we are starting to slowly grind, or we're not starting to grind higher. We have been grinding higher all the way to this downside line. But I said to you before that if we do clear this downside line and stay above the 1.0635, then yes, this also increases the chance for further upside. And in general, if we want to draw a Fibonacci from there to here, we can see that we already tested the 23.6. So now maybe a bit of a retracement could be possible. I don't know yet. And this we'll have to just wait and see. So, but if we do clear the 23.6 here together with my level here, then yes, the next target is, as you can see here, it's perfect. It's this 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, which coincides nicely with my 1.0766 territory. And yeah, around here, we could also test the 100 and the 200-day EMAs. So good potential target. But of course, before going there, we would need to test the 50-day EMA probably. So that's going to be a good potential target. But for that, we need to see that strong push above this territory, above that 1.0635 zone, and we need to see the pair staying, the body of the daily candle staying above that area. So let's wait and see, guys. So now then, okay, guys, that's it. It was a very quick session today. I tried to keep it short and simple, not to take too much of your time, but I hope you found it useful still. So thank you very much, guys, for that. And I hope you will join me tomorrow morning where we will evaluate the market after the US CPIs which are going to come out today. So then we'll see what to expect for Friday. And on Friday, by the way, in terms of economic data, to be honest, we don't really have much, and we don't have much. We do have some China numbers, exports, imports. From the US, I think we do have the same export-import stuff. Yeah, but not much. Industrial production coming out from EU, but again, that's kind of it. So it might be more focused on the geopolitical tensions around the world. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. And at the moment, like I said, yes, we are carefully monitoring this US CPIs, which are coming out today. So enough of that about that, guys. I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day today. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place. Don't overtrade, risk only what you can afford to lose, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hey there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.